did you know that the modern lightweight plastic bag was invented in the 1960s by Gustav Tulin? But now, what if this plastic bag is not properly disposed of, and end up its life not in a state-of-the-art landfill, but somewhere else? What if this bag is simply blown away by the wind and ends in a stream, and from the stream being flushed out into the sea? What do you think will happen? Do you think this plastic bag will go into oblivion?
No.
Missed. No. Right. This plastic bag will not come into oblivion. This plastic bag will come back with a vengeance. How is this possible? I'm going to show you. So, this picture shows you an oceanic gyre. What is an oceanic gyre? This is a large gyrating oceanic current, and that is generated by current that you can see on the edge. So here on the North Pacific, you would have this conversion flow, this North Pacific oceanic gyre, created by the North Pacific current, the California current, the equatorial counter current, and the Kuroshio current. And there are 5 main oceanic gyres in the world: the North Pacific, the South Pacific, the North Atlantic, the South Atlantic, and the the Indian Ocean. Now, as you can see, there is a circular movement, and since it's spiraling toward the center, you can expect that here there is some marine debris accumulating. Now, remember this plastic bag? So, if it were not for plastic, here and there you would have organic debris. But now, with all those plastic bags, and thanks to this inventor, what's happening? What's happening is that we're seeing, well, areas of what so-called garbage patch, where actually you wouldn't, if you look at it from above, you wouldn't see garbage in the sea so much, and because most of it is plastic debris, because nowadays what our wonderful civilization is generating is mostly plastic debris: styrofoam, plastic bags, cups, disposable plates, disposable cutlery, and so on and so forth. What is the issue? The issue is that a plastic does not really biodegrade. A plastic degrades by breaking into pieces, and those pieces break into smaller pieces, and in ever smaller pieces, and you end up with microparticles. And these microparticles, they usually do not sink to the bottom of the sea, because most of the modern plastics float. So in fact, if you remember your biology classes, at the surface of the ocean, over the first few meters of the ocean, you have microplanktons. Those microplanktons will eat those microplastics. Those microplastics have 2 characteristics. They can either release toxic harmful components, actually, or they can absorb contaminants. And this way, when the plankton eats those tiny particles, what's happening? They're being ingested, but they're not being digested. And they stay here. And the next thing is that this microplankton is being eaten up by larger marine life and end up being eaten by fishes, and those fishes may end up being eaten by ourselves, myself, or yourselves. So this plastic bag that we saw at the beginning does not really go away. This plastic bag comes back with a vengeance. Even with its cousins, the styrofoam cups, the disposable cutlery. So what can you do? Well, be wise and try as much as possible to reduce, reuse, recycle. Remember that the earth is our house, and as such, we should tidy our garbage and keep track of our garbage. And in Singapore, there is this custom. Each time you buy a little thing from a shopkeeper, the shopkeeper will not ask you, do you need a plastic bag? The shopkeeper will, they're a chef, put this little thing, this soap or this medicine into a plastic bag and hand over the whole thing to you. So please, next time, if you have a handbag or if you have a pocket and that this is not so huge to carry, just put it in the pocket. No thanks, no carrier. What do you?